open eye, feel the waves cut through me, hypnotized by the sounds I'm breathing in. Hold tight, chemicals collide. Hold tight, hold tight, hold tight. Dripping lights paint the skies, all because of you. Dripping lights paint the skies, only you.
Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I have a tutorial on this look that I'm wearing. I absolutely love how this look turned out. The eyes are super glamorous and gorgeous, yet there's a little bit of subtleness to the look. I am absolutely obsessed with it. The skin is really natural and glowy, but you have all the drama on the eyes. So if you want a daytime appropriate look which is subtle yet gorgeous, then you can try this one out. But if you want something more dramatic and over the top, then you can try out my other Eid makeup tutorial. So I hope you enjoy watching this look, and if you do, then please don't forget to give me a thumbs up and share this video with your friends and family so that I can reach more people. Now without further ado, let's get into the tutorial. Before we get on with the makeup, it's really important to prime your face first. So use a moisturizer and your eye cream and a lip balm before you start your makeup. So I'm starting with my eye makeup today, and at first I'm using this MAC Painterly Paintpot and I'm applying it all over my lid as an eyeshadow base. This is gonna help the eyeshadows stick better and last longer and also prevent creasing. At first I'm using the Too Faced Sweet Peach palette, and from here I'm taking this matte white shade and I'm applying it on my brow bone as well as my crease, just to get rid of the tackiness of the primer so that the eyeshadows blend better. Then with a Morphe E23 brush, I'm taking this peach shade and I'm applying it on my crease. This shade is basically gonna act as my transition shade, so you would be able to see just a little bit when I'm done with the makeup. Next up, I'm using the Huda Beauty Warm Up Sessions palette, and from here I'm taking this burnt brick orange sort of a shade and I'm applying it on my outer corner as well as my inner corner. Basically, I'm gonna try and create a halo look. So with a Sigma E25 brush, I'm just placing the eyeshadow at first, and then I'm gonna use the same brush to blend it in and also blend a little bit into my crease as well. Then I'm using another eyeshadow palette. This is the Juvias Place Masquarade palette, and from here I've taken the shade Bori, and with another Sigma E25 brush I'm just applying it on my crease. I'm just trying to get rid of any harshness created by the previous shadow. Then with the Zoeva 227 brush, I'm taking the shade Soba and again I'm placing it on the outer corner as well as the inner corner. This shade is just going to help to create a little bit of depth and dimension. This also I would be blending into my crease as well. Make sure there's a little bit of empty space in the middle, that's what gives that halo effect. And now to darken things up a little bit more, I'm using the Flormar matte black eyeshadow, and with a small Morphe brush I'm just applying it on the outer corner as well as a little bit on my inner corner and the crease as well. So I'm basically repeating the same steps with all of the eyeshadows. Then I'm again going in with the shade Bori and I'm just gonna try and blend out the black so that there's no harshness, there's no rough edge, everything is just seamless and smooth. And now it's time for the star of the show. So I'm using this Stila Liquid Glitter eyeshadow in the shade Wonderlust. It is just absolutely gorgeous. So I'm just applying this shadow on the middle of my eyelid where I left some empty space. And as it is a cut crease halo look, make sure the crease is well defined and it's not blended in. We need it to be really sharp and crisp. So I'm going in with a smaller detailer brush just to blend out the eyeshadow well. So make sure you blend it towards your inner corner and the outer corner, but leave the crease as it is.
try to make it as crisp and as defined as possible. If needed, take some eyeshadow on a small detailer brush and just cut your crease like a sharp knife. Then I'm again going in with the shade Bori from the Juvias Place, and I'm just applying it on the glitter eyeshadow a little bit so that it blends in really well with the inner corner and the outer corner. So just stamp the eyeshadow on top of the glitter. You don't really want to blend it vigorously because then the glitters would just fall out. And now I'm using the NYX Golden Glitter Eyeliner, and again I'm cutting my crease. This liner makes it even more defined and crisp. The gold was looking a little too prominent with this, so I'm going over with a little bit of silver glitter as well. So the gold and silver mixed together creates a more balanced look with the overall eyeshadows. And then for my eyeliner, I'm using the Pixi and Weylie collaborated eyeliner. I'm using the felt tip side of it. This eyeliner is so good. It's pitch black and it's completely opaque, so you don't have to go over and over again. For mascara, I'm using this Pixi Duo. So the first one that I'm applying is a lash primer or a mascara primer. So I'm using a very thin coat of it, and then I'm going in with the actual mascara, which I really liked. I love the bristle. It made my eyelashes look really full and voluminous. And then to highlight my inner corner, I'm using the shade Giza with a small Morphe brush, and I'm just applying it in my inner corner. And I'm also applying a little bit on my brow bones to highlight. Now before going into my face makeup, I'm just cleaning up all the fallout. That's the best thing about doing your eyeshadows at first. You don't have to be scared of any of the fallouts. It's not gonna mess up your base. So in Sydney, it's currently winter and my skin is really dry. If you want, you can skip this oil, but I'm using the Farsali Rose Gold Elixir oil all over my face. This just makes my skin look so glowy and healthy. But I know it's really hot and humid in Bangladesh now, so if you want, you can skip the oil. Then to prime my face, I'm using the Smashbox Photofinish primer, and I'm mainly applying it on my T-zone. That is my nose, a little bit around my cheeks and my chin. For my foundation today, I'm using the Makeup Forever Ultra HD foundation. My shade is Y345, and along with this, I'm using a little bit of liquid highlighter. This is the Becca Opal. And to blend it out, I'm using my current favorite Jands Beauty sponge. This sponge is so good. This is the closest thing I've found to an original beauty blender, if not exactly the same. It is really good. So if you're on a budget, you can give the Jands Beauty sponge a try. Make sure your foundation is really well blended, and also don't forget to take it down to your neck so that it doesn't look like you're wearing a mask. I wanted a full-on coverage today, that's why I'm going in with the second layer, but if you want, you can skip it or just do according to your preference. For my concealer, I'm using a mixture of Too Faced Born This Way concealer in the shade Medium and Maybelline Age Rewind concealer in the shade Neutralizer. And I'm just applying it underneath my eyes in a triangular shape to highlight, and also on my nose bridge, chin and forehead. And then again, I'm using the wet beauty sponge to blend it all out. Now to set the concealer in place, I'm using my trusty old Laura Mercier translucent setting powder, and with a Real Technique setting brush, I'm applying it on all the places where I've used the concealer. And then to set the rest of my face, I'm using the Elixir terracotta powder in the shade 1. To contour my face, I'm using the Sleek Face Form Contouring and Highlighter Palette in the shade Light. And with the Real Techniques Bold Metals Contouring Brush, I'm applying the color on the hollows of my cheekbones like this in a line, and then I'm just blending it out upwards. Always make sure to blend your contour upwards and never down. And I'm also contouring my forehead a little bit, so I'm just applying a little bit of the color on the edges of my forehead so that my face looks all even toned. And I'm also contouring my jawline. This is just a failed attempt to hide my double chin, so it just gives you a more chiseled look. To contour my nose, I'm using a thin pointed brush, and with that I'm creating two lines on the sides of my nose as well as my tip, and then I'm using the same brush to blend it out. Make sure you blend it downwards and there's a thin gap on the bridge of your nose. If it's a little too harsh, you can always go over with your damp beauty blender to make it look all natural and seamless. Then I'm taking the Jands Begum True palette, and from here I'll be using the blush called Sadia. This blush is so flattering on our skin type and skin tone. It looks absolutely gorgeous. So I'm just applying a little bit of the blush on the apples of my cheeks. And to highlight, I'm using the highlighter from the same palette. This is called Sania, and just look at that glow. The highlighter is just so gorgeous, glowy and dewy. I absolutely love it. So I'm just applying it on the tops of my cheekbones, and I would also apply it a little bit on the tip of my nose bridge, as well as my cupid's bow. And I'm also applying a little bit of the same highlighter in my inner corner just to tie everything up, and a little bit on my brow bones as well. And then to line my waterline, I'm using the Pixi Silky Eye Pen in the shade Rose Glow. This is just so beautiful. It makes your eye look so bright and open. And then to smoke out my lower lash line, I'm using the shade Zobo from the Masquerade palette, and with an Eco Tools brush, I'm just applying it underneath my lower lashes. To blend out my lower lash line even more, I'm using this peachy sort of a shade from the Huda Beauty Warm Brown Obsessions palette, and again I'm just applying it underneath my lower lash line. Next, I'm using the Anastasia Deep Brow Pomade in the shade Medium Brown to fill in my brows. I like a very natural sort of a brow, so I don't really like carving it out with a concealer, but if you want that, you can always go ahead and do it. And then I'm just brushing my brow hairs with a spoolie so that the color is all even and distributed. And then I'm using the Urban Decay All Nighter setting spray to set my makeup before I apply my mascara and all, because at times mascara can smudge when you use the setting spray. For my lips, I'm using the Sigma Creme de Couture liquid lipstick in the shade New Mauve. And to add some shine to the lips, I'm using the Pixi Beauty Lip Icing. This was the collaboration with Chloe Morello, and it is so sparkly and gorgeous. And for my bottom lashes, I'm again using the same lash duo by Pixi Beauty. So at first I'm using the lash primer, and then I'll go in with the actual mascara.
So this is the finished look. I am absolutely obsessed with how it turned out. I really like this look. So I hope you guys have enjoyed watching this video as much as I have enjoyed making it. And if you did, then please don't forget to give me a thumbs up and share this video so that I can reach more people. And this week's comment of the video is right below. Thank you so much for commenting. And if you want to see some more videos of me, then click right here. Or you can head over to my channel for a lot more videos. And while you're at it, please hit the subscribe button as well, and also don't forget to hit the small bell right underneath. So until next time, take care and Eid Mubarak.